Well, it is a big weekend in Stoney Creek. The reenactment of the Battle of Stoney Creek is happening. And right now I'm being joined by Kevin and a whole bunch of kids having a really good time playing a version of lacrosse. Why is lacrosse important in the Battle of Stoney Creek?
Well, for us, like you say, it kind of represents, it's a medicine for us. It's a medicine. Like you say, I know when they had the battle, like you say, there were different nations kind of had a dispute with one another.
Yep.
So when the Haudenosaunee come together as nations, like you say, we use this game as a peaceful means to settle disputes. So if I come from the Cayuga Nation, my buddy over here, Gary, comes from the Seneca Nation, we had a dispute with one another, we'd play a game to settle our differences.
Wow.
So that's what this game is going to be all about this weekend, actually. It's going to be about, it's kind of like the opposite of going to war. We'll kind of play like a peaceful game, but we won't play with these kind of sticks, we'll play with the wooden sticks that are down here.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll play with the wooden sticks down there, we'll use the leather ball.
Yeah.
Then just kind of show people, we'll say the opposite of kind of what happened at that battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I think to me, if I look back, way back, like I say, a couple hundred, 200, almost 300 years ago now, if you look at that battle, it's just like our nations were kind of divided themselves.
Of course.
Yeah, our nations were divided and saying, hey, are we gonna go here? Are we gonna go there?
Here? Yeah.
Yeah, and then said, and some went this way, some went that way, but ideally, for us, it was all about like getting together and enjoying our games, because that's what they're all about. They're about medicine, peace, and healing. Yeah.
And then after the game, I mean, they're actually playing on the battlefield, which is the irony in that is quite nice, that it is a peaceful, come together community kind of game. And then they're going to sit down, have some snacks. That's kind of the tradition of it all, right? Yeah,
they're gonna. I think what I understood, like I say, we're gonna probably have a strawberry drink. Some food will be given to them, kind of even like when we typically play our wooden stick game in our ways. Yeah, we're fed after that.
Yeah.
Like I say, and so that's and we just encourage everyone to come on out, give it a look. I think it'll be fun and have fun. Yeah, and have some fun playing and just enjoying the spectacle of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, our tour is going to continue throughout the battlefields of Stoney Creek, so make sure you stay with us because there is lots more coming up on Morning Live. Well, it is a big weekend in Stoney Creek. The Battle of Stoney Creek is going to be taking place on the 3rd and 4th, and right now we're with HELMUT. You're the blacksmith
of
1812.
Yes.
Why is a blacksmith important back in 1812?
Well, what you see here is a traveling blacksmith.
Okay.
So my main job would be to follow the soldiers, go from village to village, to do the type of work that they didn't have a blacksmith for. So what I would do is repair wagons, make hardware, tools, that sort of thing. Anything made out of iron or steel. Traditionally,
blacksmiths would be for horses.
No.
No?
No.
So this is what people think.
It may be what people think. The trade of shoeing horses is called farrieing.
Okay.
So a farrier would look after horses for livery stables, for any place that had a number of horses.
Okay.
The only time you really needed to shoe a horse was when it was doing a lot of road work.
Right.
Or if you had very rocky fields.
I see.
Shoeing horses was horrendously expensive.
Yes.
The equivalent of you to shoe a horse, all 4 feet, was the same as you buying a new tire for a modern car every 6 weeks.
Wow. Okay, so the term blacksmith doesn't correlate.
The term blacksmith, smith means to shape by striking.
Right.
To smite. Black means I'm working with black iron.
I get it. That's incredible.
So I would do hardware, I would do cookware, I would do anything to do with iron or steel.
Okay, so what do we have over here? We do have horseshoes.
We do have horseshoes. I'm not denying that they did do shoes, but it was a very small part of their business.
Right.
More often than not, it would be things like the hooks.
Okay.
This is materials that we keep because I help work on the soldiers' muskets to keep them functioning.
Of course.
This is an interesting fact, or a piece that I really... This is called a patten. This is for the ladies.
Oh.
This would strap to your feet to keep your fabric and thin leather shoes out of the muck and mire of the streets. You got to remember, the streets of York and that were basically open sewers.
Of course. Yuck.
So you kept your feet high
Out of all the grossness.
all that gross things. And the reason it was made like this was because the mud and that would not cake to these thin rings of steel.
I suppose.
Whereas if it was a wooden shoe,
it would just be
it
over.
would cake and you would wind up with 10, 15 pounds on your feet.
Wow. That's so
These are
incredibly
not
interesting.
high. I've seen them as high as 18 inches.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of like walking on stilts.
Very much so.
Wow.
They may look difficult to work with, but you got to remember back then they walked differently than we do now.
Yeah, of course. Okay, well, coming up, we're actually going to be taking a tour, continuing to take a look at some of the merchants who would have been on site. And up next, we talk to a surgeon. All of that is coming up, but for now, I'm going to turn things back inside the studio. Hamilton.ca/reenactment is where you can get all the information from today's segments and what's going to be happening this weekend. Keep in mind, there isn't any free parking, so you're going to want to take shuttle buses. They've got all of that, and you can get all the information online, hamilton.ca/reenactment. And with that, here's Phil. Phil would have been a surgeon back during the Battle of 1812.
That is correct.
And you would have fixed people up in maybe not so much traditional ways?
Yes, it was traditional at the time, but no longer, thankfully.
Yes.
A couple of things to keep in mind I tell visitors. Number one, we remove things from you, arms, legs, and what have you, but we never replace them.
Right.
And secondly, while we're doing that, there's no anesthesia.
So there's no pain medication?
There was some that might give you after. They tend to give it after,
Oh.
not during.
Wow, why?
Pain was a philosophy.
Oh, it was on your head.
It was part and parcel of the procedure.
Right.
And even when there was anesthesia, there were some doctors who felt, well, that's not right. You should be awake while all this is going on.
Oh, no thanks.
Not
Never.
Me. No.
Okay, so these are some of the tools that you would have used?
Exactly. Yes. So again, no anesthesia when we're using anything right here. So I like to start off low and slow.
What's that?
That is a tooth key.
That's how you pull out someone's tooth.
That's right. So that simply would go over the tooth. It's nicely locked in there.
Ow.
Exactly. That's what we're all about.
It's all about the pain here, kids.
That's
all
right.
about the pain. This one, it catches my eye.
Okay.
This, I feel like you would take off someone's leg.
Well, not with that one, but with the little bits. Our fingers and toes, that is a metacarpal saw, so we can do the little ones.
Okay. Oh, that one was for the larger limbs, I see.
Yeah, that's the arms and the legs right there.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Lotions, potions, vials. What do we got in there?
Yeah. Well, we've got some things that would work.
Yeah.
Chamomile or ginger for upset stomachs and that sort of thing.
Oh, we're still using that today.
We're still using that. Thankfully, we are not using this.
What is this?
That is calomel.
What is
and that is a chloride of mercury.
Oh.
A mercury compound which is very, very bad for you. So they would give it in small doses, but not a good thing to give in any dose.
Wow. And this?
Let's imagine this scenario. A person is brought to the surgeon. This person has apparently drowned. We would like to resuscitate them. Okay?
Oh.
It's not what you think. Yes.
Your wife's over here laughing at me going,
Indeed. So wait for it. So we have a bellows, as you might use for stoking a fire.
Yep.
We've got some tubing and hose.
Yep.
We have a hollow canister, and into that we would put some tobacco and start it smoldering.
Okay.
We would then get the patient, drop his trousers,
No!
and insert that and start pumping. Clearly, the tobacco smoke is going to help revive them. This is a tobacco smoke enema.
How long was that around for?
As little as possible, I hope. Yeah, I don't know.
That was invented and went out quickly.
Yes, thankfully.
Okay, so you were the one to treat soldiers, not only on the battlefield, but I guess when they came in to have surgeries done. Thank you so much for enlightening us on, giving us enlightenment on why we are glad we are living in today's world, not in the world of 1812. Coming up, we're going to take a look at some singers and dancers, so don't go anywhere. Lots more coming up on Morning Live. Well, we are now with the Eagle Flight singers and dancers, and I'm being joined by Gordon. Gordon, you've got some good performances that are going to be happening for the next couple of days into this weekend.
For sure. Yep.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we run a song. We have a song and dance troupe that we use whenever requested to attend events such as this. So, in terms of actual relation, I would say that we're just here for entertainment purposes, just inclusion purposes, stuff like that.
Yeah, trying to involve a little bit more of, you know, Indigenous culture into make it a little bit more realistic, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
You know, with the Battle of 1812, and your performance is Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, it's today until 2 p.m. and then Sunday. I think there's 2 performances, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Sunday. Yeah,
Okay,
so, yeah.
That's excellent. Now, how do you kind of decide what you're going to perform?
Well, the dance categories are brought up, and I kind of just bring them up. There's not a whole lot of structure. I'll just say, well, you come up there, you come up, something like that. But once they get up there, then they kind of know their dance steps and their routines.
Right.
So there is a lot of structure to it, but not overly structured where it always looks the same. So,
Right.
yeah.
And this is something where you like to get the audience involved as well?
Yeah, we have a couple of different songs where we require audience participation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
So it's a lot of fun for families to, you know, bring
Absolutely,
the kids and get
yeah.
involved. Okay, well, hamilton.ca is where you can get more information on what's happening this weekend. hamilton.ca/reenactments, the reenactment of the Battle of Stoney Creek. Why don't you take it away and show us
for sure. All right,
what you're
sounds good.
doing?
All right. Ivy. How you doing, students? Good. So this is Ivy. Everybody say hi to Ivy. And she's going to dance what we call the jingle dress. Now this comes to us from the Anishinaabe people or the Ojibwe people. And it is their form of a healing dance. So whenever there's a member of the community that is in need of that good spiritual healing, they call upon our jingle dress dancers to offer that healing dance. As it said that this style of dance, that the cones on that dress can be heard in the place of our ancestors or the sky world or heaven, if you will. So whenever there's a community member that is in need of that spiritual healing, the organizers of the powwow will call upon our dancers to dance for them, essentially, and to offer those good, kind blessings. So here we go with exhibition song.